watercolor artists are lying to you. Let's talk about it.
Illustrations by Pete.
I don't know when this started, but I know why it started. See, everyone likes to sound like they are chemists and they understand things that you don't. I'm the professional. You just relax and listen to me. Don't be a sheeple. I have heard so many watercolorists on YouTube that tell you, look, if you run out of your favorite color, all you have to do is go to a different brand. They don't stock your brand. You whatever, you're in a different town, you don't have time to Amazon it over or whatever it is you do. Go to a different brand and find the same pigment. That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And whoever says that, one time, pimp slap pretty hard. They don't understand what that means. You forget about going to a different brand. Take a company like Daniel Smith. They may have PR 101 in 8 to 10 different paints. They all look like, or at least most of them look like completely different colors. And I'm going to show you a couple of them here in just a second when we're going through them. I have one on my palette. I'll show you some others. I'm very not prepared. Don't listen to me. You can stop watching this video. You'll learn nothing. Here's the thing. Pigment is very important. To know the pigment you're going to use is important because you want to know if it's light fast, if it's staining, whatever the characteristics of it. You want to know those things. It's very important to know that. It does not tell you what color it is. Some things maybe PG7 or the phthalo colors. Those colors usually pretty close. But you get into even the quinacridone colors. PV17 could look completely different from one brand to the next. You have no idea. Is that the right? I'm just throwing things around so you think I'm smart. I don't even know if that's a pigment. Probably is. Nope. I was wrong. But I'm going to show you the real way. If you need a backup, you want to go to a different brand and find a backup, here's how you take that color and see if it'll work for you. Because you could have drastically different colors from the same pigment. It depends on how they process it, what they do to it. Sometimes they're granulating, sometimes they're non-granulating, depending on the company that's producing the material. You don't know. You have to try it. You have to actually get it and experiment with it. Empirical evidence. I'm going to say that at least one more time. So we're going to look at PR 101, but could you imagine you think you're looking for a red brown color and you slap it down and you get a deep red from a PR 101 and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I was looking for. I was missing this red brown color and instead I have a deep red color from this other brand or same brand with the same pigment, just processed differently, and now it's a different color. This manufacturer to this manufacturer, don't just listen to whatever they tell you. You make your own decision based on whether it'll work for you with your colors in your palette. And I'll show you how to do that. All right, let's do that. Okay, so here we have my watercolor palette. And let's say this Indian red color here, I wanted to see if I was going to include it in here. It's a PR 101. PR 101 can be incredibly different. I'm going to flip up 3 swatches up on the screen. You're going to see a Venetian red, which is a more of a red color. It's a weird red color, but it's a red color. An Indian red, which is more of a dark pink. And then a transparent brown iron oxide. I'm sorry, a transparent brown oxide, which is just a brown color. These are all made with the same pigment. It's just how they're treated completely changes what color you get. So what you should really be doing with your paint, if you think you want to include a new one in, go ahead and get the paint. Get a small tube if you want, a sample size tube, whatever you can get your hands on. If a friend has it, get a dot, something. And then go ahead and you take your regular palette, all the colors that are on your regular palette, And Daniel Smith, this better be, I want to see the scientist who said yes, this is really made from genuine Mars. It better be in there. I'm telling you, jadeite, you cannot believe that that is actually jade, 100% jade. If you think that, something's wrong with your brain. Don't get me started. This lunar black better be from the moon. I'm going to get it analyzed. I'm going to send it to NASA. They're going to tell me this is from the moon. When I look up in the, this is the color right on the edge here. That's the color that the moon looks to me. It better be the real thing. And I'll tell you what, I have Mayan Blue Genuine. Those better be real Mayans in there. We're going to have another scandal. I'll call Channel 12 or whoever I got to call, and we'll get this on the air. Okay, so what you do is you take, these are the colors I have on the palette. I'm a moron and I started here. I should have had the color that I'm adding on this side so you could see it. I put it on this side because I messed up. It doesn't matter. Alright, so here's Mars Yellow mixed with that Indian Red. And what you're doing is you want to see if it mixes, if it plays nicely with the colors you already used. This is the colors on the palette already. Do I want to add this one? And this is what you're trying to figure out. You're just mixing some colors and seeing if it's something you can handle. Is it going to play nice with the other colors on your palette? That's what you actually want to know. It doesn't matter what the pigment is in here, other than for regular pigment information, which is it staining and all that other stuff? Is it light fast? You want to know those things, absolutely. That's a pretty color. That's a really pretty color. Now it's not usually a color that plays nicely. If I had any of those other colors, I wish I had the Venetian red to mix in here because it would look completely different. Some of these look very close. You could always mix them a little bit more, one color or the other. But I was just doing a quick run through to see how it looks. Just for the heck of it, because I've never done this before. I've never mixed these colors together. I want to see what that's going to do. A little bit lighter. Could I use that? I think I could. It might be a good shadow color. I use this perylene green here for shadows usually. I like that color. But it could be an alternative. Am I really getting colors that I think I can't live without? Probably not. Now that's another one I wanna see what that's gonna look like here. Just water it out a little bit. Does it? Yeah. That should be granulating. Let's see. Yeah, see that little bit on there. That should granulate nicely with the lunar black. Real moon right there. That's the real moon. Don't quote me on any of that. Daniel Smith's going to sue me in the next video. That's pretty. That's pretty color. It's light pink. Mix the titanium. You can change all these, put a little bit more one color or the other. Basically, these are the colors. Would I mix this color with any of these colors? Probably not. Maybe a couple over here. These few colors over here, they're nice. I like those. I like this dark color here. I like this color here. I probably wouldn't mix them. This definitely. I use gouache with things all the time, and I just like how they look. I like how they come out. Would I use any of the other ones? These darker colors? Probably not. Does it play nice with other colors? Not as much. I guarantee you if I had a different color of the PR101, any of the other colors, that this would look a lot nicer. All these would look a lot nicer. It'll be a little bit more of a darker red color. It look probably a little bit more like that than it does like this. So let's see. If I take that and put that here, yeah, that's more of what the Venetian red, I believe, looks like. At least to my eye. Let me slide that up so you can see it. Compared to just this color by itself. And it's still a very useful color. I love this color. I use it all the time. It's a great color. I like it a little bit more washed out. I use it almost like a blush color, like a faded light pink color, and I love that color. I think it's a beautiful color. But I will use this now. I'll definitely be mixing these two together and using this. I think it's a pretty color. See, when you put, it depends on what you're doing. If you put this next to a more of a reddish or pinkish color, it looks more brown. But if you put it directly next to a brown, it looks much more red. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll try and zoom in here to show you that. So if you put this next to more of a brown, it looks more red. If you put it next to the pink, if you're not looking at this here, and you put that next to the pink, then this definitely looks more brown. It just depends on what colors are next to it, just like anything else. And this is really how you should be using. If you want to know if a new color from a different company that has the same pigment or doesn't have the same pigment, doesn't matter. If it's a similar name and you say, okay, well, this Indian red, it looks like this from this company, it looks different from this company and different from that company, and you'll see that. Even the granulation, there are some companies that even have an ultramarine is supposed to be more granulating, and in some companies they're not. They just ground it finer, and that's really what that is. It's pigment particles and how big they are in there, and how much of the real Mars planet they left in here compared to another company. Their Mars planet may be ground up a little bit finer, but we'll see. If this, why don't I just show you like this so you can actually read the colors? That would be nice. If I just did this from the beginning, I should be fired. And what I really should have done is had the other PR 101s to show you side by side, to lay them out, how they mix with these colors differently compared to this one. But I'm terrible at planning. This is not anything that I'm any good at, and you learn nothing here. So when you hear advice from any YouTube artist or any other type of artist, I don't care if you're taking a college course and that artist is telling you something, if you hear something, just make sure that it makes sense, and then you test that theory. Are there any holes that I could poke in what they're saying? And don't do that on any of my videos, because you'll never listen to me again. So I hope you learned something here today, but if you did, I hope you can take away with you and say, hey, look, maybe I need to just ignore what other people are saying about this and find out if that color actually mixes with my palette and my colors, the way that I paint, the way that I do things, and just test it. That's the best method, is empirical evidence. You testing it, it will tell you everything you need to know about it. And forget about what everybody tells you, looking at the look at the pigment name and see what it says. Just ignore that. That's fine for finding out information, core information that you need to know when you're just looking at how it mixes. How does it blend? That's what you want to know. Can I work with it? Will it replace that color that I ran out of? And then you have a backup. Unless for some reason you have been cut off from all shipping because we don't know how to do things anymore in this world, and things are so weird out there. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.